Let's talk about piracy.
Nobody here does that.
Article from thegamer.com. This week, Disney removed a film called Crater from Disney Plus, which was released on May 12th of 2023.
Okay.
So like
Immediately.
less than 2 months it's been on the platform. 48 days, and to be in fact, about 7 weeks. Disney hasn't said why, but it seems most likely that it didn't perform well enough, and the company decided to remove it to write down the value of its content assets, therefore lowering their taxes. It's all about the money and always has been, and there are unfortunate consequences that come with this. Disney isn't the only streamer that's guilty of this. Every streaming service, including Netflix and HBO Max, now just Max, has taken shows and movies off their platforms without warning. Willow was canceled and removed from Disney, the rebooted show.
Really?
Yeah. Was canceled and removed from Disney. That was one of their, like, before Disney Plus even launched, it was one of their Disney Plus Day announcements, like, this is coming. And people were hyped about it. As well as the well-loved Single Drunk Female from Hulu. HBO pulled Westworld and Snowpiercer. Grease Rise of the Pink Ladies was canceled and pulled from Paramount Plus just last month. Just a couple weeks ago, they canceled Star Trek Prodigy, the animated kids show from Star Trek.
Wow.
It seems like anything could be pulled at any time, and that sucks. It's bad enough that streaming services are canceling shows left and right because they don't meet arbitrary sales targets, but when they are pulled from these platforms entirely, many of them disappear forever without any other way to get to them. Several of them aren't even like on DVD or anything like that. But a lot of people just don't have DVD players anymore. We don't.
We don't. Yeah.
And I don't even have a computer with a disk drive, so I can't even throw it in my computer to play it. A lot of these shows are made for streaming, never aired on cable, and were never physically released. Bigger prestige shows like Westworld and Snowpiercer appeared on cable originally and are more likely to have Blu-ray releases, but these Disney shows are gone, or other things. There's no legal way to watch them anymore, and these companies are not interested in even selling you the access, because again, if they are able to remove it from their platform, it lowers their taxes. It's a reduction of content assets. Which I think the first streaming service to do this was Paramount Plus, or at least the first one to get notice. No, I'm sorry, HBO Max. HBO Max canceled or got rid of a whole bunch of stuff in their category in their catalog when they combined with Warner Brothers. And so it seems that some people have no choice but piracy if they want to watch some of their favorite, now impossible to stream shows. Everything on streaming services are on the dark web somewhere, so just no legal way, but does archival sanctions come into effect when they are removed? I don't know. I missed Dark Crystal series, Netflix did, yeah. Apparently Echo was going to get the same treatment as Batgirl, but they're holding on to it because of the writer strike. Yep. I still have a 4K player and a disc drive on my computer. I still have hard copies of my favorite movies. That's good. I did before, well, Netflix was around, but before Netflix, maybe Hulu, but before any of the other streaming services started coming out, I took all of our DVDs, of which we had a lot. That's mainly what we bought in our early years of marriage. Was just collected a whole bunch of DVDs. I painstakingly, over 6 months, ripped every single DVD that we had, and I'd say about 80% of it was successful. It wasn't corrupted or anything. And so we have a big old drive full of shows and movies. They're just hard to access. Like, if I want to watch them on my computer, yeah, that's easy. But if I have to put them in my TV, then you got to go through the weird TV process, and sometimes it takes forever to load. But the piracy thing, back when we were younger, to pirate movies and TV shows and things like that, you had to download them from like the Pirate Bay or uTorrent or all these different things. You would download this extremely
Poor.
Yeah, it's usually very low quality. Put Locker, yeah, very low quality because they had to cram it into it wasn't even a zip; it was a RAR file, so that was even smaller than a zip. They had to cram it all into this so they could you could download it, and then open it up, and you'd have this. But it wouldn't ever. Sometimes it would have bad subtitles. Sometimes it would be the wrong thing altogether. You never really knew. It would take hours and sometimes days to download these things because they're all based on like, you're not having a direct download from somewhere. They're all based on other people having it like open in their system, and like you would download bits and chunks from everybody, a little bit from everybody, which I don't know, maybe that's a way to, have a hard time proving that you downloaded it from one specific source. I have no idea. But anyway, that's what you had to do back then if you wanted to pirate things. And we totally never did that. And that's how I don't know at all how it works. But now there are websites, not even dark web websites like Tadhall said, just freely open websites that have a back catalog of everything from every streaming source, and even a lot of things that aren't on streaming services, movies, TV shows. Very easy to access, very easy to search. It's just on a browser that is completely free. And you're not downloading anything. You're just streaming it from the website. And there lies the rub with the problem that the streaming services are going to face, is that at this point, there's nothing illegal about it. There is no legal precedent that says you can't watch a video online. You're not responsible for it being up there. You didn't put it there, and you're not downloading it. You're watching a video someone else has put on the screen. It might be a weird gray area, and that might be addressed legally in the near future. But as of right now, there's no law that says you can't watch something that is on the internet that it itself is not like an illegal thing, like a snuff film or something like that, that can't exist.
Right.
These are, things that some other person has put up and you're just watching it. And that's a gray area. And so that's a problem, because now I have done that before, because there have been times that I don't remember what the movie was. There was like a specific movie I really wanted to watch, and it's nowhere. Couldn't even rent it online, nothing. And like, well, I'll see if this place has it. And that's kind of how I found it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And so I watched it, and it was great. And it was such an easy experience, and it cost me nothing. And so I feel like the streaming services really got to realize, you know what? We got to make a balance here. And I don't know if that's just how it was always going to be, because every one of these streaming services, as they started, has said that they're not going to be profitable for a long time, if ever.
Wow.
Netflix, I think, is the only one that's still profitable. I don't think any of the other ones have ever been technically profitable. They're pulling in you to their company and to their brands and helping you, connect with their brands and IP outwardly, but the streaming services themselves don't make enough money. So that means they're either raising prices, which most of them have done already, adding more ads. Disney already has an ad tier now, which it didn't at the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Or just hoping you won't go and look for it anywhere else. Netflix has been going downhill for a while now. Tropic Turtle says, yeah, I would agree with that. And their password sharing thing, changed up, and that feels like a desperate move, especially when they spent many years being like, it's cool. Like I saw someone post like a tweet that they had posted in 2014 saying love is sharing a password, a Netflix password with someone. And then suddenly it's like, well, if you don't live within 50 feet of the Wi-Fi router that is connected to this account, then you got to pay another $8 to be on this account a month.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. So I don't know. So why are they doing this again? Let's talk about costs. article from Wall Street Journal. Services such as Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and Max become default entertainment options for homes across America rather than cable, saving many consumers money. But for the titans of Hollywood, the shift has been costly. Traditional media and entertainment companies have reported losses of more than $20 billion combined since early 2020 on their direct-to-consumer streaming services. So a lot of money.
Wow.
A lot of money they're having to eat. Netflix, which brings in profits, is the exception, but the rest of the industry is wondering, while consumers love streaming, is it actually a good business? Investors now care about profitability rather than growth. Change that makes finding new revenue streams and retaining customers critical. Studios that for years were able to splurge on content to feed viewers' insatiable appetite for new shows and films now must pull back to make the math work. The ad market is weakening. Many companies have laid off staff to save money, and Hollywood writers are currently on strike. Market values for Paramount Global, Comcast, Walt Disney, and Netflix are down more than $280 billion combined since the end of 2020. Warner Brothers Discovery is worth about half of its total value since 2022 trading debut as the company combined. The declines have come after many of the stocks rose during the early part of the pandemic when consumers were stuck at home and hungry for entertainment. So that's also the problem. Essentially, mainly with Disney Plus. It's like they came out in the height, or like just before the pandemic. And like everyone's like, all right, well, here we go. We're going to watch all of our Disney stuff from all of history.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what their other option would be at this point. I mean, no one has cable anymore, right? They've given us the ability to stream and have their channel, and I don't think they can take it away.
I don't think they can just end it.
I don't think.
Right? Even if a service ends, like if Paramount Plus closes down, they're going to sell the rights to stream those shows to other streamers, just like they did before. Just like when there was only Netflix and Hulu.
Right.
They would split them up between the two. And currently a lot of movies and stuff bounce around between all the streaming services, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't know what they could do. I don't know what they could do at this point. I feel like they're all kind of stuck. And if they just give it up, they might save a little bit of money in the short term, but I think it's going to hurt their brand overall. So I don't know. Is it our fault? Have we hurt them? All right. All that to say, streaming services are in a tough spot.